It's Zach Bacon at Quantum Real Estate, and we have a lot to go over in this market update. First of all, the big question, banks are failing. What does that mean? And the candid answer is we don't know yet. It is in process. Things are happening right now, so we don't know what the end result of all that will be. Some of the good news that I've been hearing, a lot of the larger banks and institutional banks, lending, all that, they're actually pretty solid. They're well liquidated. They have a good cash balance, so they should be fine. Nothing to be worried about. Some of the smaller regional banks are having some issues. We'll see how that plays out. And some of those larger institutions are actually stepping in to help liquidate, or I shouldn't say liquidate, to help fund and increase liquidity for some of those smaller banks. So basically, the Fed is aware, they're involved with all of this, and they're trying to get ahead of it, make sure we don't have a repeat of 2008. So we'll see how that goes. However, whatever the Fed was seeing was not enough to make them pause or make them drop rates. So they did raise the Fed funds rate by another 25 basis points. So we're up to 4.75 to 5%. We'll see at their next meeting if they decide to do that again or if they take a pause. That we don't know yet. Depends how some of these other inflation and unemployment numbers come out. What does that mean for mortgage rates? Well, mortgage rates this week actually went down a little bit, thankfully. They were down yesterday. Today's Thursday, so they were down a little bit more today, not as much, but that is good news. So that's going to help buyers with their affordability. We're probably going to see a little bit of jump in activity in the market with rates down. Where are we locally? Let's talk about that too. So in the Tri-County area, we only have 1,690 homes on the market, which is pretty low if you look at the last 5 years of inventory data. Obviously, our little COVID window, we had very little inventory. That was kind of the anomaly. But we're even seasonally low for what we normally see in, February, March, April numbers. And we're not seeing that inventory tick up. And I believe part of that is because homeowners are going, look, I'm not willing to take X amount for my house, so I'm just going to hold on and wait for things to improve. Or I'm not giving up my 3.0 rate because I have such a great payment. There's no incentive for me to move. So we have a lot of sellers that are basically sitting on the sidelines and they're just not moving. So very low supply. On the buyer side, as everyone is aware, rates went up, things changed, so buyer affordability is very low. And the interesting thing, even though the supply and the demand are way lower than they normally would be, they're actually kind of in balance right now, which is why you're seeing prices, the median price, stabilize. You're not seeing crazy drops. Some homes are still getting multiple offers. Some are sitting and seeing price reduction, so it just depends on the product. So overall, we have a pretty stable market right now from what I can tell. I think moving forward, we're going to be very seasonal and we're going to be very sensitive to any changes in mortgage rates. So as the Fed starts to get inflation under control, we're going to see some unemployment numbers start to tick up. That's just part of the process. But the good news, as that happens, from everything I'm seeing, the experts are expecting that mortgage rates will come down a little bit. So that could be some future good news. So anyway, at the moment, Placer County, same thing. We saw the median home price bottom out in December. We've seen it actually tick up a little bit for the last 2 months. Currently, we're sitting at $631,000 for the median home price, Placer County. Inventory is down as well, and we're just not seeing as big an uptick in inventory for this season. So, can I take a breath now? That's all of it. If you have questions, feel free, reach out. Rates did improve a little bit, so if you do need a referral for a great lender, we love partnering with Point Equity. They're a wonderful local brokerage. They'll take great care of you. And as always, if you need any other vendor referrals, home improvement, painters, contractors, landscapers, anything, we've got that. We're glad to help. We're glad to point you in the right direction of somebody that we've used that's been vetted and that has a great reputation. And as always, and lastly, if you have any questions about your home value, what's happening in the market or in your specific neighborhood, just call, shoot me a message. Glad to help out and answer what we can.